A free safety's dream. Follow the football, go to it, and take it the other way.
Lutz good on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula to get them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
10 yards and a Seattle first down. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll toss it out to Carson. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
47's the mic. 47's the mic. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
On 2nd and 9. Wilson. Josh Doxson's got it complete. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 19 yards the pickup there. Move the chains. From midfield now, here's Wilson. It's caught. Lockett. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Chris Carson with touchdown number 2 in the game, and now 11 on the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Myers connects on the PAT, and we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the gun, Rivers. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's the linebacker, Michael Kendricks. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball. And I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
After the interception, here's Wilson. He's going to take a shot right. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he is going to lose yardage here. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Hey, box truck, box truck.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Rivers. And it's hauled in by Jared Cook. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
And the Seahawks add a couple of extra DBs going with the dime look here.
Indeed, 6 on the field. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Chris Harris speeds in for the sack on the corner blitz.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. A good return there, 17 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The second quarter score, meanwhile, down in Arizona. And the early lead there belonging to the Cardinals. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first. Now it's Carson. Past the 20. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. A big hitter. That one goes for 40 yards. They'll try to run with Carson. And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal, and Penny standing by himself in the backfield. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as his guys are able to regain the lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead is now 21-14. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. Okay, Coach. Appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Penny. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. The tally there, -2 yards. Brings up third down.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
It's brought in by Derrickson. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a gain of 15, first down Seahawks.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
On first and 10, it's Wilson. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Brings up second and 1 at the same.
To throw again on second down. Wilson. It's complete to Lockett. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. From the 24, Wilson. Left side complete to Lockett. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. They'll try and run forward with Penny. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Rashad Penny, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And here's another tackle made at the line, so they're converging well on the football now. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bobby Wagner, the former second-rounder out of Utah State with a sack. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. Now Wilson on first down. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by a former first-round pick, Patrick Robinson. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch them and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
And he is down deep into Seattle territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 68 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet,
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain, followed by a sizable loss here.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
After the sack on first down, Rivers. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
Let's go. Shift.
0. Red.
Third and long for Rivers. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Trent Sherfield, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are back within a single score.
Brandon, they just got the ball, and already they're in the end zone, and you're getting ready to talk about the PAT. That was fast.
Lutz with the extra point, and they're within 7 now at 28-21. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
On third down, Wilson. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's fourth down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. This is fielded inside the 5. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Hey, Rocket.
They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Saints who hold the football, but they're trailing as we begin the fourth quarter of play.
Load it.
On 2nd and 12, Rivers. And this is Cook with a grab. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
Now Rivers. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. That's taken on the 25. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Now, the previous drive they punted, but that was just the first time they've had to do so in this game.
And when they turn on the game film, the coaches will rant about this, right? They'll say, oh, God, we got to move the ball, guys. We can't punt the ball away. But they have to keep smiles off their faces because it's the first time in the game they've had to do so. They've moved it quite well. They'll overall be happy with what they've seen.
And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he's got Lockett. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. First down, Seattle on a pickup of 13. Wilson now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. No room to be had there on the first down run as he's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Second and 10. At the 37-yard line.
Looking to throw on second down. Wilson. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Here's Wilson. And that will be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
A big one there. That gives him a little cushion and makes it a two-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. A first down throw here for Rivers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Michael Kendricks in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. To try again after the sack. Rivers airing it out deep for Smith. This is caught inside the 15. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Traquan Smith, his 6th touchdown of the season, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Lutz good on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all of their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Check hot route. Hot. Hey, 0.
On 3rd down, Carson. Now Carson fumbles the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Three points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And this will be taken at the 13. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. And checking that NFL scoreboard there in the 4th quarter down in Arizona. And the Cardinals scoring again. They've got that one in cruise control. If they hold on, a victory there would be their 3rd of the year.
Hey, over. Hey. 54's Mike. Check. 141.
Now Rivers. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Michael Kendricks in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Here's Rivers. Dancing to his left. It's caught by Funchess. 22 yards there, a 1st down. That's what they need right now. Get the 1st down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Rivers to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. A couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You're having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
Rivers incomplete on first down. Here's second and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
They run it again with Kamara. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to tie things up in the final minute. And Lutz's kick is good. And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. Now, we knew this had the potential to be a tight game, but with less than 3 minutes to play, couldn't be any tighter. We're all tied.
All locked up, right? And this next drive is going to tell us everything we need to know about this game because I want to see how they come out with the football. Are they going to be aggressive and attack downfield? You still got the 2-minute warning to come up? Or are they going to be conservative and try and hold on and maybe just get to overtime?
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play, but if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. First down, Seattle on a pickup of 13. Wilson now 12 of 17 through the air as he leads his guys up on first down.
14. Mike's 47. Mike's 47. Go 14. Kill. Zoom.
47 is the mic. 47 is the mic.
Let's go. 4 down. You can't block me.
Wilson to throw. Buying time to his left. He's got the first down and more past midfield. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Let's go double count right here. Double count. 47's the mic, boys. 47. Check, 47.
Throwing now is Wilson. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore.
Don't throw this way.
First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk-reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Throwing Rivers. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. He'll get 15 and a Saints first down. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
I got you. I got you. Check, check, check. Watch twitch.
Here's Kamara out of the pistol. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. A loss of 2 there. Second down.
Yeah, that was a safety that came through and made the play, but there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker, and we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss.
Hey, son, 180. Come on, D. Mike, check 33. 33. Keep it skinny.
On 2nd and 12. Rivers. It's caught. Smith. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 41. Throwing Rivers. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Rivers incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Rivers looking long for Thomas. Oh, and it's intercepted. P.J. Williams with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say, when you throw an interception like that in overtime, you don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. If you throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
And he's taken down, but able to get this up to the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 15, first down Seahawks.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied.
Green 80. Check nickel.
Check 50, check 50.
Shoot.
They'll run on first down. It's Carson, and he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line. This being their second opportunity in overtime, third overall drive, see if they can settle into a rhythm.
And that's what you're looking for. Get a few first downs, move the ball downfield, have some confidence, get yourself in a spot where you can at least kick a field goal to win it. But I tell you this, if I'm the play caller, I'm looking at that part of my sheet that says playmakers. Get the ball in their hands, critical situation, now's their time.
From the 27, Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here.
Took right.
4-7's the mic. 4-7's the mic.
Gun.
Nice, sweetheart.
6 guys.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Oh, and it's intercepted. It's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone. And it's a terrific return here as he's going to have them set up with a 1st and goal right at about the 6-yard line. So we will see yet another drive in this overtime.
For whatever reason, neither team able to finish this game off. I know that the first thought is, does anyone really want to win it? But I think that they both desperately want to win it, and sometimes you force things, and that leads to errors.
Well, it's out there for the taking. We'll see who can do it. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Brandon, I'd go ahead and kick it right now. I know it's only 2nd down, but I kick it and give myself a little margin for error here.
Don't wait for 3rd. Have the extra down just in case.
If something goes wrong, messed up snap, anything like that, you fall on it.
And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters, what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for the Saints, it's an important win in terms of staying in the postseason race as they move to 6-4. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they come back to the pack a bit as their record falls to 7-3. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.